So I'm not going to consider myself an expert, but I've lived through 2 divorces for each parent. They both are on their 3rd marriage right now, and I've been married for 17 years. So I'm going to give you my 2 cents on this one thing. Buddha said it like this: let none find fault with others. Let none see the omissions and commissions of others, but let one see one's own acts done and undone. Jesus, another guy walking around trying to help us out, had another way to put it. He compared it to having a log in your eye, while the other person has a little bitty tiny sliver in their eye. My favorite version of this same concept and quote comes from the all-time great Taylor Swift when she said, "It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me." Consider that maybe you have a small part to play in every single problem that's going on in your relationships. Let's take a couple of examples here. One of the most common phrases I've heard is something like, "You made me mad." How's that even possible? How is it possible for someone else to be in charge of your emotions? The truth is, you don't want to be responsible for your emotions yourself. And I get it. It's tough. Emotions are exhausting. They go up, they go down, and so it's a lot easier to take all of that baggage and weight and tension and dump it on someone else and tell them it's their fault, it's their problem. The way you talked to me made me mad. The things you said to me made me angry. All of that is just saying, I'm not responsible for who I am and how I feel. Another of the most common issues, you did that, so I'm going to do it back to you. Because you are being rude, obnoxious, belligerent, angry, closing down, giving me the silent treatment, whatever it may be, I'm going to repeat that right back at you. And it's living a reactionary kind of life. It's saying, I'm not sure who I am or what I'm going to do until I see what you're going to do. There's this common idea that relationships are 2 halves making a whole. Thank you, Jerry Maguire.
You complete me.
That concept basically seems to say that there was 1 half and 1 half that were incomplete, and it took bringing them together to make one whole. The best relationships happen when you've got a whole person here and a whole person here, and they act independent of each other. Or as Stephen Covey says, interdependent of each other. They're considerate of the other one and how they could have an impact on them, but they recognize that they are free to make their own choices, and they allow the other person to be free to make their own choices as well. So trying to blame your actions on another person and saying, I did this because you did that, that's not true at all. The truth is that you've acted the way you've acted because you chose to act that way. And the only thing that's going to fix that is you choosing not to act that way, which is fantastic news, because guess who you're in control of? You! Another common problem that I've run up against for years, and that was this idea that came from a book called The Love Languages. I don't know if you read it. And the idea is this, that every single person has their own kind of love language. And so you've got these people in a relationship, and this person's saying, well, I need to be loved this way. And they tell the other person, you need to change who you are so that I can feel loved. So the other person says, well, I need to be loved this way. And I need you to change who you are and adapt so that I can feel like I'm loved and I can get what I need in this relationship. And both people are sitting here waiting for the other person to make changes so that they can get what they need and they can feel like they're loved. If you're going to sit here and wait for the other person to change themselves until you can feel loved and until you give love, that's an impasse that you're going to wait a long time for. So to keep this simple, it just comes down to this one idea. Whenever you've got a problem, the first place you can look, where you can make a change, where you can actually make a difference, where you can find the peace that you're looking for, is right here. Look in the mirror, spend some time there, and see what part do you have to play in your problem. And then you can make a move to adjust it and change it. And your relationships, I promise you, if you'll just give it a shot, your relationship is going to change. It's not overnight, because nobody changes overnight. Nothing changes overnight. But I guarantee you, if you just stick with this time after time after time, keep trying, keep failing, keep trying, keep failing, you're going to find your relationships are going to get smooth. They're going to become a lot better. So here's to you, with your relationship, wherever you're at, with your marriage, whoever he or she may be, wishing you the best. Keep on keeping on, and we'll see you next time.